TVC Sport Desk.
Well, this is the first edition of the program for this week. It is Sports Desk, and I am Promise Efoge.
And I am Mian Akiri. On the program, Nigeria's Flying Eagles play the United States today for a place in the knockout round of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Poland. Fans of the Toronto Raptors celebrate the team's first NBA final qualification.
And also on the program today, French Open records another casualty with Petra Kvitova pulling out of the tournament. Details of these and more on the show. Well, it was indeed a very busy weekend as far as sports is concerned, especially on the domestic front where we had the Nigeria Professional Football League really climaxing in the way that a lot of people have been talking about.
Well, it was indeed astonishing to see some teams, go on relegation. And the question is what happened to the Edo Arsenals. That's the insurance.
Bendel Insurance. We'll talk about that during the course of the show today. But let's be my focus on the Under-20 FIFA World Cup. It enters day 5 today with 4 matches on the card. On day 4 of the competition, one of Africa's representatives, Senegal, booked a place in the knockout phase after recording their second win at the tournament. They beat Colombia to top their group with 6 points. Host nation Poland made amends for their opening loss by humiliating Tahiti 5-0. Let's see highlights of games played on day 4.
TVC Sport Desk.
Good outing for Senegal, while the host nation will be hoping to produce the likes of Robert Lewandowski, talking about Poland. Well, day 5 matches will hold this evening. In fact, the players are already at the stadium in Taichi and Lublin for the 5 p.m. matches. In Group C, Honduras will square up against Uruguay. And then you also have Honduras scandalous. They lost their first game and will be seeking redemption against a tough Uruguay team. Also in the group, New Zealand will hope to consolidate their opening day match with another good result when they take on Norway. In Group D, Nigeria's Flying Eagles play the United States. They know the Americans will be as easy as the Qataris, whom they beat 4-0 in their first match. And the media officer of the side, Andrew Radam, ever busy, they told us earlier that the Nigerian boys are aware of the threat posed by the United States, who will come into tonight's game like wounded lions, having lost their opening game against Ukraine. The other game of the group will see Ukraine play Qatar. So indeed, it's Nigeria against the U.S., and then you have the Qataris, who indeed lost their first game, also in action later today.
And away from the Under-20 World Cup, let's talk about the domestic league here in Nigeria. And after 22 weeks, the abridged version of the Nigeria Professional Football League came to an end with 6 teams through to the playoffs round. In Group A, Lobby Stars were held to a goalless draw by already relegated Remo Stars. Eyimba lost 2-1 to Katsina United. MFM saw their playoff hopes slip away after succumbing to a 4-2 loss against Sunshine Stars. Rivers United sent Bendel Insurance back to the lower division after edging their contest 1-0 in Port Harcourt. This means in Group A, Enugu Rangers finished tops with 40 points despite a 1-0 loss to Wiki Tourists. Lobby Stars and Eyimba finished second and third respectively, making up the playoff places in Group A. Bendel Insurance, like Mian said earlier, Akwara United, Niger Tornadoes and Remo Stars have all been relegated as indicated in red on your screen. And those are the teams that went down from Group A. In Group B, 2 points separates the top 3 with Akwara United finishing tops with 38 points. Kano Pillars sit second with 37 points, while Ifeanyi claimed the last playoff place with 36 points. It was a tight battle at the bottom of the table, talking about Group B, as Gombe United and El Kanemi Warriors were relegated on goal difference. Goal round could not go anywhere this time around, and they were, along with Yobidesa Stars, relegated from Group B.
And indeed, it's astonishing to see how things have turned out as far as the Group A and Group B is concerned. At some point in time, El Kaneme Warriors were top of the table in Group B, but at the end of the day, they've been relegated. Well, let's indeed take a look at happenings as far as the league is concerned, and let's cross over to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and join a journalist, Colo Daniel, if he's online. Let's indeed take a look at the situation. Rangers International, the Flying Antelopes, so far look like the best team in the abridged NPFL, finishing top of Group A with 40 points. Enyimba and Lobby Stars also gave good account of themselves. Colo Daniel, what is your take as far as the abridged league and the performances of these teams?
To me, this is one of the best league ever since 1990. The abridged league has proved to be a league of suspense, league of artistry, league of intrigues, and as well, full of dramatic situation. And that is the more reason why teams have shown like a million stars. You must give it to teams like FC Fanyuba. Nobody actually gave them a chance before the commencement of the season, but they proved that they are the team to reckon with. From week 1 to week 6, Fanyuba did not concede any goal, and in week 13, they add on to the leadership of the summit till week 14. In week 21, one might be thinking that they have lost out from the Super 6. They proved the critics wrong. They went to a difficult ground like Meduguri. They got the vital 3 points needed to play to like denter the hope of Academy Warrior. They got the ticket at the last day, beating the promise keeper.
Well, Bendel Insurance will be going down after just one season in the top flight. Apparently, they did not do the needful to survive the drop. What went wrong with their Edo Arsenals?
Sorry, I can't hear you very well.
I mean, Bendel Insurance, they came back to the top flight for the very first time in a long while, and everyone expected the Edo Arsenals to indeed do well in the league. But sadly, they are back, you know, to the lower divisions. What went wrong with them?
Bendel Insurance, 12 years ago, they were in the MPF, they went back to the Shield, and they came back this season. One might be thinking they can as well consolidate on that, but the reverse is the case. The Bendel Insurance team failed to get the assurance needed to be in the elite league. Why? They've got modest players, and the motivation there is something to write. It's not something to write home about. The deputy governor of Edo State actually tried what he could do, talking about Honorable Philip Shuaibu. He was part of the team. He traveled with the team. In fact, he was part of the registered player. But honestly speaking, the MPFL they left 12 years ago was no longer the MPFL any longer, and they need to do more. And that is the more reason why they relegated in the last day. They were defeated by Rivers United. They held their own. They tried what they could do, but their best is not good enough.
Well, before I let you go, Kola, Group B looks more difficult with only 2 points separating the 3 top teams. But Aqua United finishing top means the money spent on revamping the team and the pay and the wages, you know, paid to the players was indeed worth it.
Aqua United, they were top-notch, a description of quality, perhaps a paragon of excellence. They've started poorly. They lost their first match to Academy Warrior at home. They came out of their shield. In week 4, they found their bearing. They started picking points away from home. They succeeded to have picked 3 away victory. We brought them to the summit of the table. They defeated Kano Pillars, the team who ended 2nd position on the log. Honestly speaking, I must confess to you that the league has been the league has been a league that no one can actually predict what will happen in any match till 90 minutes. The promise keeper kept the promise, and that was the more reason why they finished first on the log. One might be thinking motivation stimulates one to action, and that is exactly what Aqua United have done. You can't just undermine the power of motivation. This team in question, we have players who earn 1 million naira, 800,000 monthly, and that has been the mitochondria of this team in question.
I must say a very big thank you, Kola Daniels, for indeed being a part of the show. Indeed, the boys have been separated from the men as far as the abridged version of the Nigeria Professional Football League is concerned.
All right, from the MPFL, let's go to Yaoundé, Cameroon, where Gail Asheri, is the first started playing football on the dirty streets in Yaoundé. She was the only girl in the neighborhood team which used stones for goalposts. Now she's 17 years of age. Asheri is among the first set of girls being trained by professional coaches at the Rails Football Academy, the first female football academy in Cameroon.
She is a girl, and her dream is to become a professional footballer. But as a girl, her teammates did not rate her, wouldn't pass the ball, and trusted her more than the others if she missed a goal. When she joined a local club, her mother ordered her to stop, saying she did not want her daughter playing a man's game. That all changed when Cameroon opened a facility for women, the Rails Football Academy, last January. Asheri got a chance to reach a goal, joining 69 other girls in the first wave to be trained at the academy founded by the country's star player Gala Egnamots. At the weekend, Asheri captains her team in a match against a boys' team, applying all the moves she has practiced so hard all week. She is disappointed at the end of the game that she lost.
TVC Sport Desk.
Well, indeed, after they were shocked out of the UEFA Champions League, it wasn't good for Barcelona's fans, and they turned their attention to the domestic league. This time, the final of the Copa del Rey was a moment fans and players of Barca will want to forget in a hurry. Valencia Football Club said a big no to the dream of Barcelona winning a double this season, and indeed, they won the final. Let's take a look at the highlights.
TVC Sport Desk.
Well, let's leave football and take a look at boxing, where Team Nigeria captain to the 2014 Commonwealth Games, Ifetobo Akbuchi, continued his fine form since turning professional, as the Delta State-born pugilist improved his knockout win to 8 after beating American Ellie Newman at the weekend in a World Cruiserweight battle. The bout that got great reviews ended in the 7th round with a violent finish from Akbuchi to send the American to the canvas.
Standout trainer who also trains Chris Colbert. Big right hand by Apochi, and now Apochi digging to the body of Earl Newman.
Great body shots. That'll cut him in half, Tony.
And these shots that Earl are getting hit.
Oh, you heard him.
The trainer's going to look very close round by round and just say, look, we want to stop this fight. This is a very...
Apochi has Earl Newman. Apochi going to work. Can Newman remain upright? Final moments. Newman is with his back on the ropes. He's getting pounded by Apochi. Look at this work by the Nigerian.
It's Apochi's, it's Newman's heart that's keeping him up right now, because he's getting hammered with some shots.
Guts, determination, bravado. How is Earl Newman remaining upright?
Oh,
and he
good
throws
shot.
Another combination.
Coming right back.
There's Earl Newman. Newman is relentless, but as is Apochi. There's a big right hand.
Oh, my God.
Look at the leatherist.
Fans are getting their money's worth. Good body work by F.A. Great body work by F.A. The referee is looking very close. He looking like he's getting ready to stop this fight.
Keith Hughes is watching the action, and he's letting them swing for the fences. It is knock'em, sock'em, robots.
But if you see Earl, he...
The gym.
But as we can see, though, F.A.
Caught by Apochi.
Man,
When Newman comes out with throwing punches like that.
you know what? The referee...
Earl Newman.
This fight is going to be stopped by the corner.
Yeah, he's getting ready to stop it.
And they whipped it off, and F.A. Apochi remains undefeated as he halts Earl Newman in
TVC Sport Desk.
Well, joining us via Skype is Ife Akpoche from the U.S. Ife, well, let's take a look at your victory over the weekend against Newman. It's ended in the 7th round. Will you describe him as your toughest opponent in the cruiserweight category so far?
Yeah. Yes, he is my toughest opponent since my whole boxing career, because I've never been to 4 rounds before since I've been boxing. You know, amateur boxing ends in 3 rounds, and I've been taking them out like first round, second round, first round, second round. And since I turned pro, I've never passed 3 rounds. So for a guy to take me to the 7th round, you already know he's the toughest opponent I've ever faced.
Well, ever since you turned pro, Ife, you changed your nickname. Now you're known as the Pitbull. You now work with a promoter in Shelley Finkels, who also manages Deontay Wilder. Tell us, what has changed since you left Nigeria to turn professional in America?
I've been the Pitbull forever. I never changed my nickname. Do I have any nickname before?
Okay.
I was called the Pitbull, so I didn't change my nickname. I've been the Pitbull since, and I'm still the Pitbull. You know, so many things have changed. You know, professional boxing is way different from amateur boxing. It's nothing to compare. You know, you cannot compare it because the gloves are quite small. You know, in the amateur we use 16 ounce glove, which is big, and you know, with that big glove, there is more protection when you hit. But the professional glove is tiny. It's 10 hands, very small. I nicknamed the glove Mortuary Glove. I wish I had one of them. I would have shown you. It's really small. So that's one of the biggest difference with amateur boxing and professional boxing. The gloves are quite small, and the effect is really, you know, there when you take a shot. So I would like to say I'm blessed. You know, so blessed, like so very blessed, having a manager like Shelley Finker. You know, me and Ajagba actually, we are like one of the
I must say a very big thank you, Ife Akpoche, for indeed joining us from the US, and indeed we wish you the best as far as all of the bouts in the cruiserweight is concerned.
Okay, we'll still stay in the U.S. where the Toronto Raptors picked up their first ever NBA final ticket after a Game 6 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference final. They will now face 2-time defending champions, the Golden State Warriors. Let's see how the fans really celebrated on the night on the streets, and also see highlights of that match.
Josh Chivin, and at the replay center, Zach Zalva. It's actually like a college atmosphere here in Toronto. Lowry eluding Bledsoe for the runner and score. With the Raptors coming back after losing the first 2 games in Milwaukee.
And want to get into the game quickly. Let your reserves settle in. Yes.
Siakam with the step and the bucket. 5 was still bothered by that leg injury. Once again, we see the touch of Middleton. Nick Nurse went back to Danny Green after he was not able to hit earlier. And
didn't Coach Nurse tell us that he really didn't care about the regular season? He felt that emotionally this team hung their hat too much on emotion. And this crowd loves the emotion.
He'll flip one up. Over reverse, he had nowhere to go. Here comes Lowry. Lopez right behind him, and then Bledsoe off 1 foot last 10.5 minutes as they look to tie up this series at 3 apiece. Kyle Lowry.
Well, someone said the NBA should just give the NBA title to the Golden State Warriors. I mean, they've been imperious over the last 2 seasons. They are in the 3rd straight final, talking about the Golden State Warriors playing against a Raptors team that's playing in the finals for the first time. A lot of pundits are already saying it is going to be all about the Golden State Warriors in the 7-game series.
Well, they've got the edge, they've got what it takes, but then
they've got the experience.
They've got the experience, but then you must give it to Masai Ujiri. This is a Nigerian who is the brain behind the Toronto Raptors, and then getting to the finals speaks volume about what they can do coming from the Eastern Conference. the Golden State Warriors shouldn't just treat them like easy pills. They will give them a fight and win for them. We are the underdogs.
Absolutely, and that's the show for today. Many thanks to you out there for watching. Do not forget that the Europa League final will be coming up on Wednesday. We shall be having a special preview to that, a very epic game between Arsenal and Chelsea on the show tomorrow. Until then, I remain Promise Foge.
And me and Aki.
Bye-bye now.
TVC Sport Desk.